Welcome. This is Gigi Berardi reading from FoodWISE, and I'm going to continue on with my introduction today. Personally, to practice mindful eating requires me to reflect on my moods and personal associations with particular foods, examine how emotion, memory, and experience affect my food choices, then enjoy my immediate experience of the moment. Stop, think, then act. For those moments when emotion threatens all good judgment, there is some hard science to point us in reliably wholesome directions. Away from processed ingredients and toward whole foods, away from sugar, and away from rampant eating. Of course, there are also times when rational science has little effect, as with disordered eating. Those of us who find ourselves here face a giant set of challenges where numerous foods or situations trigger overeating or undereating, and I don't aim to give FoodWISE advice for such a challenge. I talked about that more in my earlier book, Finding Balance. I mentioned that in the first video of this series. Yet, short of these specific disorders, eating too much, eating too little, beyond or falling short of what's needed to meet average physiological and psychological requirements are behaviors that must be addressed, and I do so in part 2 of this book. These are the sides, then, in the battle we all fight daily, what we want to eat versus what's good for us, thinking about what we can afford, but also what's available. What we want to eat is shaped by our upbringing and culture, our immediate emotional sensations, what we're used to doing, our food habits, and by the blizzard of information and opinions thrown at us by the food industry and commentators, some well-meaning, some self-serving. All of these influences are present in every food decision we make. Friends and peers, anyone we share a meal with, also can shape our choices. Are there foods you know you should be eating, like leafy greens, and foods you try to avoid for health or ethical or moral reasons? Do you have favorite dishes with seemingly magical abilities to heal or comfort you? Our food beliefs can be downright fierce, formed by nurture and the eating environments of our childhood, or adopted through experience and reason in adulthood. These deeply held beliefs and convictions can drive our decisions about food more than actual hunger, facts about nutrition, or economic cost. Questioning my own ideas about food and the ideas my students share with me got me to write this book. So this is one of the first times that I mention students in the book, and in the introduction at least. And this book was ostensibly written for students, and some of their voices are in this book. But really, it's for all of us who hold fierce food beliefs. And that is fierce food beliefs about protein and about fat and about what we need and we want for nourishment. I think we're all questioning that at this time as we look at our own personal resilience. How much do we need to eat? How often do we need to eat? And realizing that we can actually get by with less, with so much less in so many ways. So those are my thoughts for today, but I just wanted to mention, to shout out to The Guardian, that had a very interesting article on something beautiful, and a beautiful thing, they call it, and that is providing food for markets in Rome and around Rome and other points in Italy. And this is a cooperative of African subcontinent migrants who were exploited in the citrus groves of Italy and rioted and organized. And they have organized their own cooperative now for fresh fruits and vegetables, as well as yogurt, specializing in fresh yogurt. And so I refer you to that A Beautiful Thing article that appeared today, April 1st, in The Guardian.